Good morning, sir. This is our presentation for the software engineering project. Our project is essentially a paper trading platform called OnPaper. I am Siddhant Naik, and my team is Nikhil Joshi I030, Prakash Sharma I034, Pratyush Nandekar I039, and myself. Let's begin. Now, what you can see is the home page of OnPaper. It basically highlights all the things that we offer to the user from our end. On top, you can see a general navigation bar where the user can use to navigate to different pages. On top, you can also see a ticker that moves from left to right, and it gives us the basic details of various cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. When the user clicks on the Start Trading Now option, it leads the user to a sign up page where once he enters the details like the full name, username, the email, the password, and he confirms the password, the account is created. So now when the user clicks on register, it will lead to a page that clearly shows him the new account that has been created. When a user creates an account, we have set the general balance to 1 lakh. So because this is paper trading and it's based on fictional money, we give them a capital of 1 lakh, which the user can use to trade. Next is the news page that the user can click on the navigation bar, and it contains various articles that are related to trading, finance, or any companies that have made any major changes or anything that is related to finance and markets basically. Now, when you click on Trade View, it takes you to a chart of Sensex. Then the chart is a basic candlestick chart that can be used for analysis. Now, if you look at the indicator that was just selected, it's called MACD. So basically, it's just to show that our application also offers the user various indicators for him to analyze the stock market. The trend line that was just drawn basically helps the user to analyze it in a deeper and in a better manner for him to get a proper conclusion when it comes to trading. Now, when we click on the Wipro, when we looked up the Wipro stock, on the right hand side, you could see various details of the stock that helped the user to identify various parameters on which he can take a decision whether to buy or sell a particular stock. When we looked at the new window of Wipro, it takes us to a line graph, and on the right, there's a window for the transaction. Now, in the transaction window, you can see the current price at which it is being traded. You enter the quantity, and on the bottom, you can see amount payable. The amount payable is the amount that will be deducted from your capital. And when you click buy, it will execute the particular transaction and will buy those stocks. You can then open the stock and see the various symbols and the stock details like symbol, open, high, low, etc. And you can decide to add the stock to the watch list or however you want it to go. Next, if you want to exit the particular trade and book the profit or you don't want to incur a heavier loss, you click on sell stock. As you can see, the particular profit that you've received or the loss that you've incurred is reflected on the that particular on your portfolio. So this was it from my end. I Prakar will take the lead from here and he will go ahead with the rest of the details.
So this window basically offers the user to actually carry out the analysis process of the stock. And here in the right hand side, we can see there are all the technical details that the user might require to see to make the purchase. And this widget offers us multiple analysis tools like this trend line feature where we can just plot the trend line anywhere on the specific region of that graph, which is really useful when we are to analyze like trends of a short time frame. And there are multiple other features like a brush, we can put text in the region, icons, and also the measuring tool. And this also offers us to see the trends in multiple time frames, so all the time frame, 5 years, 1 years, and up to a single day. So to demonstrate this even better, I'll just open another stock here. So the Spice Jet. Yeah. So again, in the right hand side, there are all the feature technical information that the user might require. Um, and yes, so except this, now let's demonstrate the buying process of the stock. So here we'll just this on the left hand side, that's the general trend of the graph of the stock. And once we make the purchase will automatically appear in our dashboard, and our dashboard is constantly updating with all the active trades in it. So for example, if you add another trade in it, for example, let's put here Infosys. So yeah, we'll look up Infosys, and again the left hand side, that's a graph, and we just put the quantity to 10 and we'll make the purchase. And as we can see, the Infosys is stock is now there in the dashboard, which is constantly updating. And now to demonstrate the working of this fully, I'll make one more purchase, um, this time of JSW. So yeah, so I'll just put the quantity to 5, and I'll purchase the stock. So here we can see that this appears in the dashboard automatically, and these are all the details like open and the high and the low, and etc. So again, we can also just look up the stocks by their stock codes, in case the user needs to exit the stock immediately. They can just look up the name, and for example here I've just sold GSW, and as we can see that it's not in our active trades anymore. But if we switch off the active trades, the user can see all their history of their previously purchased stocks as well. So yeah, that's the dashboard feature. And now let's go to our profile section. So this basically offers the user to customize their profile and use it however they like, which basically gives the user a sense of familiarity while using the software. We offer features like updating their profile picture, and also just editing their full name if they require that, and change the email. And all we have to do is just click on the update profile section in order for the changes to take place. Now off to Nikhil to explain the repository structure of our project.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nikhil Joshi. I am from Mukesh Patel College of Engineering, NMIS. Today, I will give you walkthrough for the GitHub repository for OnPaper. So let's start. Basically, OnPaper is a Tori-based cross-platform paper trading application. The front end is built using Tori, and it integrates various backend technology to provide seamless trading experience. User can simulate trading activities and manage their portfolios using real-time market data and advanced search capabilities. Also, OnPaper is packed with features. It is cross-platform desktop application using Tori and React in White. User authentication and role-based access control with Firebase authentication is there. Real-time data storage using Firebase real-time database. Middleware microservices using .NET and Web API. Further details are provided here at Paper Trading. This is our microservices that we are using. Then a TypeSense search for fast querying of stock records, which is live, and market data integration via ICICI Direct, Breeze API, and TradeView. For more details about the microservices, you can find it in our README file, which is provided. For if you want to clone the project, recommended setup for IDE is VS Code, Tori, and Rust Analyzer. So let's get ahead with the file structure. This is the source Tori for all the Tori configuration file, and the Android development. This is basically folders for Android development using Kotlin. We will focus more on this source folder. Here under components, here, each component is present in a project like app status. This is the toast context.jsx. This basically shows us the logic behind those toast notifications, toast container, and toast context. Basically, this entire folder, app status folder, is the logic for the toast container, which you see when you log into the website, or when you successfully execute your stock trade. will be visible on the right side. This is our auth. This is where the entire authentication logic is written for the login registered, also for the private routes and all. Then this is auth context. This is an important file, as here the, you know, as over here the entire authentication logic is provided. Then trade, this is the all the trade components that are available at the trading page, the trade charts that you see, user stats, how much loss or gain you have done. Then WebSocket manager. Then moving on to the user, this is managing the user, like the profile, updating the profile and all, updating the user profile and the cascade style sheet. Also we can see that how it is communicating with the microservices in the backend whenever you update your profile. And we also have our home.css, css and jsx, which you will be aware of. Then navbar.jsx, this is our navigation bar. Then we got ticker tape widget, which is just below the navigation bar, which shows the stock names. We are using TradeView for it. This is your routing. Over routing, we have also protected our routes by implementing private routes. What does private routing basically means? Unless and until the user has logged in or has registered, they cannot visit these routes such as profile, update profile, dashboard, and trade page. And the everything is called on main.jsx with the app. As you know, if you have used React, we have provided a good readme file that you can reference through and clone this project and even improve it. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Pratish Lantigar. Now I'll be continuing with the explanation for our backend architecture. This is a repository for paper trading. This is our middleware, basically our web API for microservices for our user management and the trade management services. We have made this using .NET Web API, which we have packaged into a Docker container and deployed it onto Azure via CI/CD pipeline. This is a resource group on Azure. This contains various containers that we have deployed on Azure for serving onto our platform. First, I'll show the OnPaper trade. This resource is registered on the Azure Container Registry, which we have deployed from our GitHub repository. And now I'll show the OnPaper auth. OnPaper auth is another container of ours, which is for user authentication, and it's also deployed onto the Azure Container Registry. So now I'll be showing the web API for OnPaper auth. OnPaper auth contains various RESTful endpoints for user registration using email ID and password, then login using email ID password. Now to refresh user token to maintain user session, and to revoke token to revoke user session, and another endpoint to update user profile. Now I'll be showing you the on-paper trade endpoints. On-paper trade is for our trading engine web API. For this, we have various endpoints like enter trade, exit trade, read user to read user account and information. Then our add to watch list to add trades to user watch list, remove from watch list, and read API session from for our as I said breeze API and the get API credentials. Now I'll be showing you the Firebase backend that we have hosted. So we are using Firebase for user authentication and user storage. So for user authentication, as you can see, there are various credentials that are stored in the authentication tab. And for the real-time database is our database where we store all our users' information such as the points they hold, the trades they have done, and the status of those trades. As you can see, multiple trades are stored. This is a Firebase storage token bucket. So this is to store all the user generated content such as the profile pictures they have updated and uploaded. So from here we can fetch those things. Now I'll be going on to the Breeze API. Breeze API is provided by ICICI Direct to provide us real-time data from the market for BSC and NSC.